Hello, Space Cadets, it's your old pal Vector Spaceman back at it again, coming to you live once more from Harbor Station, broadcasting on all frequencies to our beautiful planet Earth. Now, whether you're watching us live or after the show tonight, we're glad to have you on board. Thanks for helping us make outer space the place to be, as we get set to rocket into another session of all the things we like to love and love to share. Today's Wednesday, January 26, 2022. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Had a bit of a technical hiccup right there. We just had our antivirus start running, trying to do a full system screen right before we went live. Stalled us there for a second. But we're live now. Hope you're all having a great evening. You know, it's the midweek show, and what better way to break up the tedious monotony of action-packed video games and with a stream focused on the finer things, the artistic, the refined, the rarefied. Is that what we're all about here? Stick around to find out. If you missed the last show, we soaked up the bloody mess that is Super Meat Boy, the uncompromising and unforgiving platformer classic indie darling which got its start as a flash game back in the heyday of Newgrounds. You know we love to showcase content from that golden age of web media. And what a fine game it was, unrelenting, challenging, and ultimately satisfying in its audio, graphics, mechanics. We'll be continuing with more Super Meat Boy in weeks to come, no doubt. There's still plenty of levels for us to get through and lose our minds over. So if you want to stay up to date with all of our broadcasts, then be sure to follow Vector Spaceman on Twitter, YouTube, and right here on Twitch. Alright, Space Cadets, as with every art stream that we do here on the channel, we have to decide what to work on. I was thinking tonight might be a good opportunity to work on finishing up the line of channel emotes that we have here for the Twitch channel. And you know, everyone gets access to animated emotes now, so we're gonna have to think of something fun to animate for that slot too. And to top it all off, if we can get that sort of thing done, then there's still more updates I'd like to make to the live 2D model for upcoming shows, so we might get around to that as well. But most importantly, of course, nights like these, they give us an opportunity to be chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, chit-chatting with the Space Cadets as we mark the halfway point through the work week. So feel free to light up the chat or lurk in the shadows as I get some work done and share the process with the Space Cadets. We're gonna head over to the big screen in a second here. First things first, let's get some nice, light, enjoyable music that we can groove out to. Oh, and of course, gotta get my tablet up here so we can get down to business, get some work done. Alright, here we go. No, one more time. There we go, some nice stream-safe music. You know, we've been having trouble with copyright strikes recently, some of the stuff we've been having on the show. But we're assured that this should be alright. Alright, let me pull up our programs here then. And let's head on over to the big screen. There we go. Now, as you know, we've got a number of different channel emotes here that Space Cadets can earn through channel points or through being loyal subscribers to the show. Now, so far, we've got 4 that we can make use of, but we've got an extra 5th slot that we haven't filled up yet. So I was thinking we could go ahead and round out our numbers, fill in that last slot tonight with a new design. And I was thinking something that, something sort of like a greeting, a hello sort of emote. Like a hey, how you doing sort of thing. So that's probably what we'll go with. So you can see the ones we got now. We got the hearts, we got the laugh, we got the pain, we got the wow. Now, Fulton, look at this, everybody. Hey, how are you doing, fellow space person? Good to see you tonight. Hope you're having a great evening. Just doing a casual little art stream tonight. What have you been up to lately? You know, I was watching Neff do her stream the other day for that Inscription card game. A lot more to that game than I thought there was. Had a real good time watching you play through that. Uh-oh, looks like my tablet isn't reading here. We'll We'll just go ahead and restart the driver on that real quick. I'm chilling, hope you're doing well. We're doing just fine, thanks. Just fine. Trying to think up something for our 5th and final channel emote slot. Gonna come up with a design tonight. That's the first thing I'm working on. Just gotta get this tablet working first of all. Lights are up. Looks like everything should be reading, but we're getting no response, so we'll just reset the driver. That shouldn't take a minute. You could do a dance emote, maybe? That's what you did? Is that an animated one? Because I know we got an animated slot now, too, that we got to fill out. So we're actually going to have to think of 2 designs. What I was thinking of, let's see. First of all, how big are these files? Hey, you haven't done any animated ones either? Very slow about affiliate stuff, me too. I still don't even have any sort of intro video for the Twitch channel or something like that. I've been meaning to put something together for a while. But I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that I feel like I gotta get done first. Let's see what happens if we just unplug the tablet here. And try that again. Oh, there we go. Where was I here? Where was I here? Wow! Hey, Kieran, how you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. You caught us just as we're getting started on some new channel emote designs. How are we doing? We're doing just fine. Middle of the week. Chilling out, maxing. Relaxing with the chat, with the Space Cadets, as it were. Working on little channel assets. 2 birds with 1 stone. We get a stream in. We get to spend time with the chat. We get to do stuff everybody enjoys. Okay, now is the... No, it ain't gonna work for me proper. I'm not getting all my hotkeys showing up. Let's try that one more time. We unplug it, we plug it back in. You'd think that would work. Oh, finally the driver settings come up. I feel like we've been having a few technical difficulties on this stream. We'll try to power through it though. Okay, driver check. Right. Restart driver. There we go. Now it should work. Now it should work. Fingers crossed here. We've got motion functionality, but I'm not getting my handy dandy hotkeys. So we'll unplug it, we'll plug it back in one more time. Same issue. And here I thought it was all gonna work by the time we got started on the show. Alright, in the meantime, while I try to get that sorted out, let's head on over, or let's start doing some rough designs here, because I still got motion control at least, even if it's only half my screen here. So I was thinking for this last little emote slot, we could do sort of a greeting, sort of something. Thanks, Neff. Of course, we want to save this, and we'll save this one as... I think we're going to call this one Hey, or something like that. Man alive, everything's slow here today. What could be slowing us down? Let me see here. See, that's the problem. Yeah. Giving me error messages. Right before we went live, we had this antivirus pop-up come up, try to do a full system scan on me. Threw me off for a second there. So I feel like that's what's probably clogging up the system. A lot of stuff running here that I don't need. Let me exit out of some of these and some processes here. All right, maybe that'll be better. Oh, and I think that we got full tablet support. We do. Have we got pressure support and everything that we need? Oh. Maybe we don't. Maybe we got to restart the Photoshop here. That's all right. That's not too bad. Alright, we'll just exit out of that. How's it showing up in here? We're gonna have to restart Flash as well. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. What else have we got on the go here? I think that's it, yeah, okay. Let's pull up the old Photoshop. Did you end up finishing up Inscription, Neff? There we go. Okay, everything functioning as intended. So we'll bust open Flash again as well, since we love to do our vector work in a program sorely designed for illustration. Let that load. Here we go. Okie dokie. So we're working on our last little emote slot here, and this is what I had in mind, was that we would have basically the Spaceman head up here in the upper part of it. Down below we'd have something like, hey, like a welcome, something like that. And then we could design like maybe give him the old finger guns or something like that on either side. You know, something like that. Thought that might work. That might be a good one to introduce as our fifth and final emote slot, and then we'll have to figure out something to do with the animated one. That might be its own stream entirely, since we haven't done animation in quite a while. And we're gonna have to come up with something. Ideally beforehand, so that we're not floundering around trying to think of something on the spot. Okay, but we can make this work. First, what we need is hands. That's why I popped this open. We can start roughing out some hand designs here. Okay, that'll do, that'll do. So how do we make nice little finger guns? Let's see. Something like this, and what do hands look like when they're turned like that? Sort of like that. Then you get the old thumb coming off the back like A. Sort of turned around. Okay, we'll just have to work on trying to use my own hand as reference, trying to turn it backwards so I can get a good look at it here. Like A, like the fawns. Fingers will come at sort of an angle here. And we want kind of a perspective shift as the fingers come up, like this. And the thumb should actually be obscured a little more even. So maybe we want to shift it over a bit. Something like that. Again, once it's in emote scale, you won't really notice it as well. You'll just get the basic gist of it from the size and shape. Okay, and then the other hand, on the other side of the head, is basically just the reverse. You got the fingers coming out this way. Index finger coming along the top. And thumb kind of going at an angle to the back. We want to match the perspective though. Kind of like that. A lot of sketchy work, a lot of erasing. Perfectly imperfect, as I like to say. But how does this look? Kind of want it. Might be too much. Might be too much. It'll be scaled smaller though, so. Alright, semi-decent. The scale's kind of way off compared to how a real hand would look, but that's alright. We're working in cartoons here. Okay, that'll be good enough for a Twitch emote, I think. Basic shapes. Like I said, this will be scaled a little smaller on the final piece. Go ahead and save that, as Neff reminds us. We actually started introducing a bunch of new channel point redeems here lately. I was advised that, because I had never used, or even thought to do stuff like the, hydrate or stretch or things like that you see on a lot of people's channels, until I was advised that, it's not really about, it's about the viewer. It's about giving them something to feel like they're helping it with. Because here, the whole time I'd be thinking, like, who forgets to, who actually lets themselves get dehydrated on a stream? Who doesn't just keep water right there? But it's not about that. It's about engagement is what it's about. And I think there's wisdom in that.
Every core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Alright, we will convert these to black. And start finalizing the details here. Try to smooth out some of these jaggities. But not too much. We don't want it to look too good. Just scrappy enough that you might believe it jumped right out of the mid-2000s. I actually wish, what did we have it set at right now? Let me look at the channel rewards here. Choose emote to unlock. We got it set at 120 right now. I like to keep it as cheap as we can. Just because I always felt like that's something that... I mean, they just did introduce follower emotes. We don't have access to it yet, but it is something that they've implemented here on Twitch. But I always thought that seems like something that should have been standard from like day one. Give people stuff just for following the channel. You don't need to be a subscriber just to get cool stuff. Although, I was thinking about the other day things that could be cool, because I've been trying to... I always advise people not to subscribe to the channel, because I think it's kind of a waste of money for what we do here. I get why people would want to, though. They're very supportive. Our Space Cadets and our Space Aces. But I was thinking, what could be a cool thing that we could do to sort of reward subscription here on the channel? So I was thinking maybe we could do something like making actual real world rewards or something. Like a legit Space Ace badge or something that we could send out to people. Or some other sort of subscription incentive sort of thing. Well, not even incentive, but just thanks for helping out the channel, doing your part kind of thing. Alright. That's going to be good enough. Let's give it a base coat. Good. And let's get some highlights in. Highlights and shadows. Okay, there we go, there we go. Clean that one up a bit. Okay, that'll be good. Other side. Very similar, since all of the shadow, the lighting will be coming from the same direction here. Okay, good enough for me. Let's go ahead and save this. We'll actually move that down onto the same layer, because what I might do is I might just copy and paste this directly into Photoshop, since we don't have to worry about scaling too much. It's only a 512 by 512. Oh, but wait. Now that I think about it. Hey, Abrod. Hey, Vector. It's Rod. Let's go bowling. Not now, cousin. How you doing, Abrod? Hope you're having a great evening. Thanks for tuning in. Just doing a little artwork tonight, doing a little channel asset management, working on our final emote for the channel here. Okay, maybe another time. You know, GTA 4 was actually the very first GTA that I ever played. Played it on the Xbox 360. I'm sure I've talked before about how didn't really have gaming consoles growing up, so the Xbox 360 was the first gaming console I actually ever owned, and got GTA 4 for that. What a time, what a treat that was. And you know what? I never went bowling with Roman. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and export this. We're gonna call this Finger Guns. Console, I only got PlayStation 2 and Wii. Aside from that, I got PC with the emulators. I always wanted emulators to be much better than they were during the time when I was using them. Because I remember I'd pretty much the only stable emulators at the time when I was like in high school and stuff were like the SNES and Game Boy emulators and stuff like that. So it was fun, you know, you could play like Super Mario and stuff like that in the computer lab or something like that, but I was always hoping that, you know, they'd get to the point where they could do stable PlayStation emulation or something like that at the time. Because I really wanted to play stuff like Dynasty Warriors, and Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and things like that. Abrod says, I'm doing great, got some upgrades for the PC. I remember playing Pokemon Emerald with my brother on a Windows 98 PC at 5 frames per second. Wow. Would that have been right? No, that couldn't have possibly been. Oh, but I guess if you still had Windows 98 at the time, no, technically you could have. You could have. You would have been a holdout, though, geez. Also, other games like Double Dragon and such, right? Classic. I remember playing Emerald on an emulator. I think in like the first year of university, me and my friends got on a nostalgia kick and went back and played through those. Ah, I see. Technology came to Guatemala quite later than the US and other countries. See, I was always a fan of the look of Windows 98. I know there are others who share that sentiment. You know, just those old school, very function over form operating systems. Like when I was using Windows XP and Windows 7, I'd always set it so that all the interface looked like I was still running 98. It did look great. It was awesome. You know, it was just around that time where technology was futuristic yet accessible. You didn't have to dip too far into fields of computer science and things like that before you felt like you really knew something. Nowadays, it's wild and wacky. You need a whole degree to know what's going on. All right, here we go. We got Illustrator open. Let's open up that file we just made. Where are ya? Finger guns. There we go. The whole retro aesthetic is really cool. I agree. I agree entirely. I think it also helps I was a huge fan of Digimon back in the day. And so that era of OS and interface and tech always brings me back. What do I use to draw? We are using a Wacom Intuos 4. This is a tablet that I got years and years and years ago. Actually, I wonder... Ah, I do have it right here. I've got the box that it came in here with the original receipt in it. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to dig it out and finally figure out when I actually bought this thing. Alright, hold on. Here we go. Got the box. Or maybe it's got a manufacture date on it. Hold on. Hold on, opening it up here. I've always used Wacom tablets. Like the first one I picked up, it had to be... Geez, it had to be before. Because I'm just thinking like what year of school I was in or where I was living at the time. The first tablet I ever picked up had to be... either 2005 or 2006, something like that. It was a very basic one. Alright, I got the receipt here. So this one... Glad I kept this. This has got to have a date on it. Here we go. Wacom Intuos 4 Medium. Oh, look at that. I got the protection plan on it. I'm sure that's expired by now. But this was going for $300 at the time. And it was... Where's the date? Where's the date? 2000... Is that... Yeah, okay, that's right. December 28th, 2011. So this is now officially just over 10 years old. Sweet. My brother was the first one getting a tablet. It was a Genius brand one. Up until 2017-18. Got mine for university. Oh, and a small Wacom Intuos as well. They're such a good brand. I love these. But most of all, what I really love about it is all the hotkeys and the scroll wheel that comes built into it. Makes the workflow super, super smooth. All right, let me put this away here. 1 sec. Ah, lucky I had that, lucky I had that right by the desk here. I was wondering where that box was. I thought it might have been in the closet here. Hey, Lenny, what's up? I'ma be lurking. Hey, you do you. Thanks for tuning in, though. Always good to see you here on the channel. Hope you're having a great, great evening. I'm seeing us drop frames like a mo right now. Jeez. Let me know if things are getting scratchy for you guys. If we're dropping too much. Oh, thanks, Lenny. Glug, 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 glug. Yeah, no screen though. Yeah, mine doesn't have a screen either. You know what? I got a friend who went to an animation college and became they're a professional illustrator now. And they taught me a neat trick for preserving your tablets, their longevity. They recommended putting an animation cell right on the screen, like one of those gel layer screens, right on top of the screen, so that your pen tip isn't scratching it up all the time. Can really extend its utility for a while. And since I don't actually have any of those, usually I just use like a piece of paper between the tablet itself and the pen. And I mean, no visible scratch marks on it. It's worked for me. Alright, what do we gotta do here? We gotta export this again into a file that Photoshop can read. So let's save as. Okay. And now back to Photoshop. Here we go. Hey! Your tablet has a circle off-center because before I had an older PC with an almost square monitor. So I got the mark like that, I see. We want this in RGB so we don't have to change it again later. There we go. Finger guns. Let's just separate these. So we're probably gonna have to do some tweaking here. Alright, now we need a big old Spaceman head, and the quickest way to get that would be to go right into Live 2D and just take a screenshot. So let's do that. Let's pull over the screen here. There we go. You see a little behind the curtains. And we've actually got a built-in function on the Live 2D model, which is to go headless. So we just hit this button here. Ah, look at that. Now we can get whatever pose we need. Oh, hold on. Oh, goodness gracious. Almost sneezed there. Alright, let's just make this a little bit bigger so we can resize if need be. And we'll change the background color here. To something nice and easy to key out. Alright, now we're doing like an A, so we'll try to get the squinty eye like A. Or do we want like an A with the eyes completely closed? I guess Pain already has the eyes closed, so we'll just do the... Okay. Let's set that back to normal. Oh, geez. Wrong button there. Set this back to key black. Turn our body back on and put us back in place. I think that's about how we usually have it, right? Looking good. All right, we'll tab this out. As we were. Now let's pop over into Photoshop. Right here. Just gonna pull this over while I paste the screenshot because I've got the double monitor going on. It's actually gonna pick everything up and we don't necessarily need that. Okay, there we go. So there's our smiling spaceman. Let's key out all this stuff here. And we'll copy this into what we were working on. Oh, geez. Since when was this in grayscale? Hold on. I guess we didn't notice because of the gloves. There we go. Okay. Now we'll just scale this down to proper size. It's going to be somewhere around here. I almost feel like we could flatten it a bit, like, hey. All right, let's do that for now. And one. Do we like that, or we'll see. And this is going to go behind the head. You almost can't tell what's going on here. So maybe we need to scale this down even more. But we don't want to lose too much detail. That's the thing. Then we'll make a few adjustments here on the lens itself. This is great. The scroll wheel lets us change the size of our brush. So useful. We'll kinda make the eyes a little thinner. Hey. Make the hands smaller. That can help out. Maybe move the head over a bit. Can we actually bring this over? We might even be able to get away with that, having the hands in front here. Considerations. Don't love that. A lot of fiddly work that goes into these. And then what do we want? We want text, which is going to be, oh, I guess we should pull up our existing emotes so we know what colors to be using here. Let's see. Where did we save these? Under our Twitch file. Here we go. Use this one as our template. So we'll grab the color here. And what font are we using? We're probably using Gilsan Ultra Bold. Same one? Yeah, same one. Now I wonder, do we want hey or do we want like an A like the Fonz, since we got the finger guns going anyways? I think we'll just go with hay for now. Let's see, could we give this a nice curvature? What could we do here? An arch underneath. That'll probably look good. Get this right to the bounds. And then, how big was the border on this? Not too substantial. So we're gonna put a stroke layer filter on it. In white. And about that big, I suppose. Okay, now everything can be scaled up just a little bit, so we hit the bounds here. Last chance to see what that finger looks like behind. No, we'll keep it up front. Hey. And then what do we need? Oh, right, we need... Copy this, take the stroke off, put on a drop shadow effect. About here. Just make it pop a little bit. Alright, and we will save that as... hey.png. Easy peasy. Nothing to it. Alright, now we just gotta go implement that from the Twitch dashboard. Let me just hit that up real quick. Where is it? Viewer rewards. Here we go. Emotes. And we'll just navigate to where we just saved that. Name it proper. Upload. And I think it should be ready to use right now. Let me just try it out here. Abrod's excited. Let's give him a show. Oh, no, it's not showing up for me. How come? Do I have to refresh the chat, maybe? Let's see here. Spaceman. Let me refresh the Twitch panel. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if this shows up. Hey! Perfect. We got it working. So I think if anybody else wants to see those in action, they just have to refresh the chat, or maybe the browser. But then it should show up for them. Yeah, nothing to it making new emotes. Easy peasy. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to do for that animated one, because they gave us an animated slot. Of course, we'll have fun with that. We're just going to have to think of something to do with it, though. That'll be for another time, though. I want to have something in mind. A plan of action before we try to approach that one. Alright, so what else can we get done tonight, then? We got our emote. Our final channel emote done. Or final for now, until we get more slots. Okay, we can close all this down. Though we're probably still going to need Photoshop open for whatever we work on next. I know what we need to do. There's some live 2D work that needs to be done. Let me open that up real quick. Live 2D. Live 2D stuff's always fun to work on. And simple to do with this model, which I am thankful for. Almost like we designed it that way. Okay, our recent file, Spaceman production model. Now I was noticing something happening the other day. Last night, actually, when I was talking about, I was talking with Hero King Soul about changes to the model. How easy they are here and how we like to make new outfits and stuff like that. And I was showing off the winter outfit that we have. Here, let me pop it on real quick. But as you can see now, at some angles, for some reason, the collar is actually showing up on top of the scarf. I'm not sure what change got made that happened, but I want to figure out what's going on there, get to the bottom of it. So let's take a look at the old model here. He moves around, he does whatever we want him to. Reset everything here. Alright, let's put on the holiday outfit. There we go. And yeah, you can see it showing up there. Vector, did you learn yourself Live 2D or you found specific tutorials? I watched, I think, one tutorial about using, what are these called? Warp deformers. But other than that, I was pretty self-taught. The cool thing is that the technology behind the sort of parallax motion and simulated 3D motion of the Live 2D models is very similar to a lot of techniques that I used to use back in the day when I was doing flash animation. So it was pretty easy to get the hang of. I think it should be pretty easy for anybody to pick up, really. It's not super complex stuff. The complexity really comes down to the complexity of your model. That's the thing. So like all of these different, I don't know if it shows up on the screen, all of these different shadows around the folds and the clothing and stuff like that. Like these are all animated individually. The different pieces of the collar, those are all animated individually. The shadowing on the cheek pieces and stuff like that all shifts and changes as you move around. So that's the hard part, is the little details. And I shouldn't even say hard, but it's just tedious. Cool. For me, it got similar to puppet animation for After Effects. All right, there you go. Yeah, like it's not groundbreaking technology in any sense, really. So if you're familiar with any sort of animation or skeletal animation tech from other illustration programs or 3D modeling programs or anything like that, like I feel like most people should have it should come intuitively if you've dabbled in it a bit beforehand. Yeah. I've tested Live 2D before, but the biggest issue I had was when moving the head and face. I see. Yeah, we're lucky that our model is pretty cartoony and circular and what have you. So really the only thing that gives a sense of motion is the nose shifts a little bit, or the suggestion of a nose, I should say. And then I think the thing I'm proudest about the most is the what would you call them? The headphones here. How those show up the what would you call them? The flat sides become visible or invisible depending on the rotation. It warps and changes. And then the little antenna on the top moves around in the background depending on where he's looking. Those were fun to do. Yeah, not really high on difficulty, but definitely time consuming. Yeah, the more intricate your model gets, your base model gets, and then if you want to add, you know, outfits and stuff like that, you're basically doing it all over again. So you got to find yourself a good workflow. Alright, we turn on the holiday outfit. First of all, why is the zipper showing up on top of the scarf now? I'm not sure why that's happening. It's so sick. The very first attempt I did was when I tried to make one of those Portal 2 robots. I still have the files. I should get back to it. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing any sort of robotic characters or, you know, machine... I've seen a lot of people who do, like, characters with, like, CRT monitor heads or some sort of other, like, very flat, very basic, blocky-shaped aspects to their model. I think that's a good way to start. As simple as possible while still leaving room for a cool design. Vector Kohaku! Is this Kohaku or is this Haku? I guess we can't tell because you don't have a bizarre sounding voice. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. You having a good evening? It's art streams here. We're trying to get to the bottom. Oh, it is Haku. I see. Well, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for tuning in. We're trying to uncover a mystery here of why our holiday outfit is behaving so terribly all of a sudden. It's glitching over the rest of our model. I was just noticing this yesterday when I was talking to Hero King Soul about model designs. You're eating bolognese, I see. So Kohaku got out there and she got that bolognese, I see. Abrod, funny story for university, before I knew about VTubers. I had to make some sort of animation of myself, but I went all the way and made a kind of VTuber model and recorded with Adobe Character Animator. The model was inspired by, oh, the Archer show? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Archer, was it an Adult Swim show? I think it's FX. Did they move over? But I know the show you're talking about. Very nice style to it. Oh, you sent her to the shops. Good on you, good on you. I did the same sort of thing, Abrod. I used to do that just for fun, though. I'd make flash models of myself and my friends. Make little webcomics and animations and stuff. That's back when I was in high school. Alright, so this is clearly keyframe interference here. As for the zipper, I think that might just be a layering issue. Alright, holiday on. Show me the zipper. Where is the scarf? Scarf is above zipper, but zipper has a... Is it because of the draw order? It could be, it could be. You got the file for that one too? You should rig it, that'd be fun. I was talking yesterday about how one of my long-term goals, if I keep this up, would eventually be to construct some sort of facsimile of the Vector Spaceman helmet that I could wear in real life and sort of try to transition to live streaming as well. I think that could be fun. So if you've got a model that's, you know, close to your actual self, you know, it could make that sort of thing possible too. Okay, scarf is 250, zipper is 500. So is that why? If we knock this down to 200, will it disappear underneath? It did not. Does it have to do with the hierarchy down here? Let's find out. Scarf, scarf, scarf. That would be sick. My model's basically me, but with, ooh, Tim Burton aesthetic. Fun. Or more with Don't Starve, as everyone said. Well, that's basically the same thing when you think about it. I mean, really. Okay, the scarf is higher on our hierarchy than the zipper. So why is the zipper popping out like this? Oh no, tell me that... Don't tell me draw order can change based on keyframe. Okay, doesn't look like it. Whew. Almost Trey Steven. Oh, from a photo. I see what you mean. Higher on the streets, and I know it's my time. Sorry, I was trying to place that, and I was about to say that's definitely initial D, right? You listen to this Deja Vu, and saying that made me think, oh, because higher on the hierarchy? Higher on the streets, and I know it's my time to go on. Deja Vu, I just been to this place before. I had a friend who was super into Initial D back in high school. As soon as we started to get our driver's licenses, we were out there trying to drift. Thankfully, we never crashed any cars. It is a banger, you're right. Deja Vu, running in the 90s. Gas, gas, gas. Nothing but hits. Alright, I'm pretty convinced that if I change the draw order of all these to 600, that it should pop over everything. Okay, it's popping over the face, but why isn't it popping over the zipper? Come on, zipper. What is your mystery? What is your deal? Zipper, zipper, zipper. Have I heard the Wii Shop theme song Eurobeat remix? I don't think so. I'm starting to get ideas of what it might be like. Do you think we can play it here on the show? Let me tab over here. Wii Shop Eurobeat remix. Okay, looks like 8-Bit Drummer had it on his channel. We should probably be alright. We'll see, we'll see. Let's mute this for a second. Okay, here we go. Wii Shop channel, Eurobeat remix. Aw, yeah. Here, let me crank that up even. All the way up. That is good. Good one, Abra. I just put it on YouTube and wondered why I was playing twice. Oh, because great minds think alike, Oaku. Yo, that's what we should do for the animated emote slot that we have. We should do some sort of rave. Spaceman waving some glow sticks or something like that. That would be good. Oh, you should have this open all the time. This should be the only thing you're listening to. You kidding me? Let's go. This is what I want to play while I'm driving down Japanese mountainsides. Kansei no drifting. Yo, that's exactly what Mario track music is, though, right? Like, it's all synthesized stuff. They take inspiration from so much. Okay, we got something there. So it is a draw order issue. Indeed, I remember one of the comments on the video that says this is the definition of waits faster. Yeah, please wait, please hold. But do it with speed, with style. Set these values back to 500. It's still showing up over top of the face because our face is set at 500? Oh, at 300, okay. So in that case, we'll set these to 250, and okay. All things should be as they should be. Okay, but no, we're getting draw order changes based on angle. I'm gonna have to figure out what that's about. I don't have this on loop, do I? How long is this track? Oh no, we're almost there. We're almost there. It's hard to tell with some of these. So I think this is a collar issue. That was a great track, Abrod. Thanks for putting me onto that. That could become a show staple. You know what? Now I do want to play Mario Kart, though. It puts you in the mood for speeds. Let's reset our values here. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the warp deformer for the collar. Where do I have you hidden? My stupid, messed up hierarchies here. Warp deformer collar. It's gotta be... Yep. It's gotta be an issue with the holiday keyframe and the angle keyframes. Oh man, putting that in opening Forza Horizon 5 with the Ferrari gets wild. I'll bet if I put that on during our Rocket League sessions, we'd get a lot more done. There'd be no breaks. Let me see here. So it's got to be an opacity issue based on our angles here. Opacity center, 0. To the side, aha, see, that's why. We got to 0 out all of these. Now, why would that just start to be an issue now, though, I wonder? Oh, hold on. It worked for us all through the Christmas season. We were getting mad mileage out of our winter outfit. What are we still missing here? 0 and down. We didn't get 0 and down. We didn't get up and over. There should be 9 distinct cases that we have to account for here. Play speedrun on Roblox with that in the background and suddenly it turns epic. Yo, aerials for life in Rocket League. Man, I suck at aerials though. That's a problem. That's probably my absolute worst skill set. Okay, I think we covered all our bases here now. Yep, good motion. Okay, we've fixed our scarf issue. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that. I'm not going to bother loading that into the live 2D viewer right now because we're not using the scarf model, but at least I know that I've got that problem sorted out. Okay, now for some actual work. Crisis averted, mystery solved. Actually, while we're at it, we should probably figure out if we're having any other trouble with our existing assets. So let's turn off the tablet here. Gamepad, I haven't noticed anything with that recently. Microphone, nope, seems like that one's working fine too. Bucket of popcorn, that was our latest one that we introduced. That one seems fine still. Nom 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 nom. And what else do we have? Jersey, Rocket League jersey. Can we combine them? Yep, jersey with the popcorn, jersey with the gamepad, jersey with the tablet. All right, I think that's everything then. Very good, very good. Now, on to stuff that I actually wanted to work on then. Now, how are we going to get this one to work? I wonder. Let's take a screenshot here. Pop open Photoshop. And let me just paste. Paste proper, because I got the two screens going here. Alright, one thing that I wanted to work on was a new live 2D asset, like the microphone, like the tablet, like the gamepad, for a potential upcoming game that we might do here. See, ever since that Microsoft Activision acquisition news came out, I've been thinking about a very specific title from back in the day that I might want to get into again, which was the Guitar Hero franchise. Although I did prefer Rock Band now that I think about it, but Point is, they're getting the rights to the Guitar Hero series. So I was wondering, because I've still got an old plastic guitar, we could do all sorts of rhythm games and stuff with that. There's a lot of fan-made games that still incorporate those game controllers into their mechanics. I was thinking that would be a cool thing to do on the show. But I'd like to have a little Spaceman guitar that we can hold while we're doing that. So I'm just trying to think here now, what would be the best way to design this without having to make too many changes to the existing model. Because basically what we have to work with are arms that can turn in, like when we've got the tablet out here. But they can't really rotate a whole lot unless we start making changes to it. Or making new arm parts entirely. So how do we hold a guitar? Hold on, let me see here. We'd hold it like this, which would mean the neck comes up this way. So we'd have a guitar down like this. Rock on. Should have chosen a better color here. Hold on. There we go. Now we can see everything. Everything that we're working on. So this arm could be okay, I suppose. The hand would be down here, like it's playing on the bottom part of the guitar, which would be scaled about there or so. So here's our little hand, strumming on the guitar. So we just have to work out, maybe we could tilt the whole thing, angle it up a little more, so that we could get the neck down here, and then we could make a new hand piece that would turn around, basically, and put some fingers on the frets. So maybe we won't have to change too much. Maybe we can make it work with what we got. If not, the only thing we might have to do is find a way to take the whole arm piece and rotate it up this way a little, to be a little closer to the head of the guitar. But otherwise, I think it could be done. I think we got something we could work with here. And then we could do a bunch of rhythm games. Did you guys ever play the Guitar Hero or the Rock Band series? Me and my friends used to, when Rock Band came out and Rock Band 2, we used to be all into that. Especially when you had the drums, and I think later on they introduced keyboards as well. But we'd have one guy on bass, one guy on guitar, one guy on drums, one guy singing. We had a whole band practice going. Kohaku, you played both, preferred Guitar Hero? What did you prefer about it? I mean, they're basically the same games, but what I really liked about the Rock Band one was it had like a whole band management mini-game, sort of sub-game within it. You could deck out your dudes, earn money to buy outfits to make your band look cooler. You could design your own band emblem, logo, stuff like that. I thought that was really neat. And you know what's wild? Is that, like, as of the last time I checked was just earlier this year, like, they still release new downloadable tracks for the Rock Band series, and they're all cross-compatible across all the Rock Band games. Like, they still do it every week. They're super dedicated. Abrod says, only a few times. I never had it myself, but I did play some Clone Hero last year. Sadly, the keyboard limitation didn't let me reach higher difficulties. Space Buffoon, how you doing? We used to stay up till the early morning playing Rock Band, right? Because rocking is a lifestyle. You've got band practice. You can't give up on the band. Guitar Hero had a band after the fourth one? Okay, so they got the right idea too then. I remember I wanted it for my 13th birthday. I remember we used to, like on, I remember playing it in school one time, like on the last day of class or something, somebody brought it in. Ooh, now I'm gonna have to figure out what kind of guitar do we want to model for the Spaceman. Should we do some sort of furikuri homage, since we're such animation buffs here? Kohaku, I used to do guitar and vocals. Me too. I was all about the guitar, and nobody really ever wanted to do vocals amongst my friends group, so it was just me and one other guy who could ever really hit it. Drums. I wish I still had the drum kit, but the pedal on the one that we used got so worn out that it snapped. We were dedicated to our craft. And now I think that if you want to buy like an in-box complete Rock Band peripheral set, like, let's look at that up real quick. Hold on here. Rock Band peripheral set. Amazon. Rock Band 4-band in a box bundle. Only one left in stock. It's going for $770. That's wild, man. Because there was no, like, third-party company that really stepped up to try and make replacement parts for it. You know, how usually you'd have, like, companies like Mad Catz or something, they'd make third-party game controllers, things like that, like real cheap ones. They were always bulkier. Nobody ever wanted to use those ones, but they were cheap. But nobody ever took over for the Rock Band peripherals. They're a luxury item, a rarity. Space Buffoon says, I only played bass and sometimes vocals. Nothing wrong with bass guitar. It plays an important part in the whole band experience. Set, hey, how you doing? I was trash at vocals, but guitar and drums were all me. The drums were just so satisfying because it was basically like playing an electronic drum kit. Like the, how do you say, the transition from Rock Band drums to real drums was, you know, a lot more reasonable than trying to go from Rock Band guitar to trying to play an actual guitar. Kohaku, you still got yours in your mom's loft? Hold on to it. That'll be worth its weight in gold someday. Someday when the super rich and nostalgia-fueled youngsters come of age, they'll be like, man, I really wish I could play Rock Band again. Oh, I can? I just gotta buy all my stuff from Kohaku's mom? Then you'll be rolling in the dough. Yeah, I guess it could have been considered too niche. That's the thing, right? I still wish that I could get my hands on some new Xbox 360 controllers, because they work on the PCs. I love using the ones that I have, but they're getting kind of worn out. Getting old. Getting some dead zones, getting some controller drift. And they just don't... The new Xbox One controllers, they just don't feel as ergonomic in my hand. Whether that's because the design quality has just decreased over the years, or I'm just used to holding the 360 one after years and years of, you know, developing this grip, this conformity. 360 controllers are the best. All right, so it's not just me. It's not just me then. They were the best. What did you need to change? They were perfect. 2 sticks. You got all your X, Y, A, B buttons are right over there. You got the triggers and the bumpers all within reach. Why fix what ain't broken? Who was complaining about it? Somebody should write a letter. A sternly written letter. The grip was great. It felt perfect in your hand. Do kids these days have different sized hands or something? Has something changed? Like, I can get the argument for why you'd want to change the original Xbox controller, the OG, the Duke, if you will. Like, I understand that that was, you know, pretty bulky. And the controller sticks, they felt weird. And the whole thing was like trying to reverse eat a burger while you were playing video games. But the 360 controller, it was just spot on. Best of its generation, perhaps best of any generation. I really like my wired one because it was light and no battery pack too. I bought wired adapters for all of my wireless ones. And rechargeable batteries back in the day. At incredible cost. I think in the long run it would have been cheaper just to keep buying, you know, disposable batteries over and over. But I thought, this is the future. I'm just going to keep using these rechargeable batteries. I'll never have to worry about it again. Where is my 360 controller? I always keep it right here. Get my hand around it here. Let's see. Yep. Perfectly sized. Everything in perfect proportion. What genius worked on this? Let me look it up real quick. We're going to tab over here, open up my browser. Xbox 360 controller. Let's learn something on tonight's show, shall we? Here we go. Xbox 360 game edited a console, introduced at E3 2005. Do we name names? Who was the genius that actually put this thing together? Same basic familiar button layout as the controller S. What is the controller S? Ah, the Duke. Colors, limited editions. No, I want to know who developed this. That was the battery pack I had right there, the rechargeable one. With the adapters. Oh, I got one of these too. That's how I play on my PC. I had one of these too. The chat pad. I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I can communicate with people on Xbox Live. It didn't work out. Turns out there's some people that you just don't want to communicate with. I guess it did make it easier for searching stuff and typing in passwords and stuff like that. That was about it, though. Received positive reviews. Of course it did. IGN credited the Xbox 360 controller for it being one of the most ergonomically comfortable console controllers around to this day. Fantastic, but it doesn't tell me who actually worked on this thing and what they're doing now. And whether I can actually buy these anymore. Actually, let me look that up. The same way I was looking up Rock Band controllers. Xbox 360 controller. Amazon. We want a brand new one. How much does it go for? What? Hold on. Walmart selling them? Yo, whatever. You can get a brand new Xbox 360 controller through Walmart for like 40 bucks. You can get crazy, like gel-colored ones for like 18 bucks. Like these off-brand ones. That is not a 360 controller. These don't have the X. These are reproductions. That's fine. But actual ones going for like 50 bucks? Right on. Sign me up. All right, that's perfect. I'll never have to run out of these again. I should just buy up a bunch and keep a stockpile. Space Buffoon says the only other controller I felt so comfortable with is the Switch Joy-Cons on the grip. Ooh, the Switch Joy-Cons on the grip. I don't think I've ever used the... Are you talking about the Just the Joy-Cons themselves, or that adapter thing that sort of turns it into like a more traditional controller. You got one of the off-brand for super cheap? Yeah, it looks like they're real easy to pick up. That's perfect. All right, so a lot of people have figured out that that was the best controller to have. Hopefully I'll be able to find a substitute when my current controller finally goes bust. Okay, that thing that turns it into a proper controller. See, I've only played on the Switch a few times at a friend's place. I don't have one myself. And I think I only ever used like the tiny little configuration where you're using just like the one part, because we were just playing like Mario Kart and stuff at the time. I'll have to give that a feel though next time I'm over. Let's see if we can confirm. Okay. Well, one thing that we can do then, depending on how we end up positioning this guitar here, is that we will have to design a guitar no matter what. So let's head on over to Flash. Where did I leave you, Flash? Here we go. That's saved. Okay. Make ourselves a new file here. And we can start designing a guitar. Now, as I said before, we're going to have to decide on what kind of design we want. Let me pull up a browser here. Hold on. There we go. Electric guitars. A lot of these designs, pretty much what I had in mind, pretty basic stuff. Or I wonder, should we pay homage, like I was saying? To some legendary guitars of the animated scene. What did they call Beck when it came over here? Mongolian Chop Squad? Or Mongolian Chop Shop? Chop Squad. Guitar. Right, with all the bullet holes and stuff in it. Maybe not that one. Let me look at some of the Hurikuri guitars. The red one was always pretty sweet. Conti's. I guess we're gonna have to go for a coloration that works with... Oh, but these are all bass guitars, aren't they? That's right. A blue one would be nice, though. I was a big fan of this series. Did anybody else watch Footy Cootie? And if you did, let me know if you watched the successor series. Progressive and alternative. Definitely a different take. Alright, let's see. We want a electric guitar. Let's just narrow it down. Let's look at blue ones. Something nice and spacey. That'll contrast against our orange jumpsuit. Something like this. We'll make a few custom alterations. That should be a pretty good basis for our design. Let's go ahead and drop that in here. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Freezing on me? There we are. And we'll call this the reference layer. Reference. And let's convert this to a symbol so that we can add some transparency to it. Then we'll lock the layer, new layer for sketching. And let's go ahead and save this right away. We'll call this guitar. And now let's start some sketching. Alright, let's just get a basic outline here going. Whoop. Remember, we love when things look scratchy and imperfect, which bodes well for us in this initial sketch phase. Yoink, there we go. Alright, we might make a separate layer for the neck. I guess we should start thinking about, do we want to add any sort of motion to this, like we have on the tablet here, the subtle hand motion behind? Do we want some sort of shadow to creep along, some sort of highlight to creep along the body as we move left and right, up and down, that sort of thing? If we do, that'll probably get added in at the Photoshop stage, just because it's easier to do that when we're working in layers. Okay, let's see. I will make a second layer. For this board here. And we'll start to color them differently, just in case we do end up going and making these animated in motion. There we go, quick sketches. All right, the neck itself sits on top of those. So let's bust out another layer. Eventually this should all get flattened down, if we end up doing what I'm thinking of now. But for now, we'll keep it discreet and separate. Looking at the time now, we might not actually get to the end of the design tonight. So we'll just let it bleed into next week's art stream if we do one again. I'm always down. And up we go. And hook it around. There we are. And then we got all these tuning dials here. And instead of Pacifica and the logo here, we'll probably come up with something of our own. We'll write Spaceman and put the Space Ace logo or something like that. Drawing guitars is harder than I thought. There's a lot of little pieces to take into consideration. And we're gonna have knobs down here. Probably skip over this switch. Then we'll have some silver pieces. I guess it depends on how detailed we want to make the fretboard there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 6 string, as it were. We'll probably just have some pretty simple outlines of these down here. And then the strings themselves. Ooh, I wonder if we could do something cool with the strings where we could actually get them to vibrate if we hit a certain keystroke in VTube Studio. It might be possible. Have to look into that. Basically just animating a certain part of it on a keystroke. Could we get that to work? Now that I think about it. I'm not sure about that one. I'll have to find out. In the meantime, let's start with the major outline here. Whoop. I forgot we can do that. Give ourselves an outline view. Oh, I'm glad we get to do this once a week or so. Nice and relaxing. Here we go. Hope you guys enjoy it too, at least a little bit. Whether you're up in the chat or lurking in the shadows, nice to know y'all are tuned in. And floating on with us here. Yes, you were listening, Kohaku? Vibing. Yeah, that's right, eh? Chill out, kick back, relax. Something about drawing on the tablet. You know what I used to do? Like, basically up until and including when I started working on the Spaceman model, I would never do sketches or artwork like from start to finish in a digital workflow, I guess you would say. I'd always sketch stuff out on physical media, on paper, and then I'd scan it or take a picture of it or something, and then finish it up in Flash or in Photoshop or something like that. And I think the last major project that I did for that was the Spaceman model itself, the base model. But everything after that, it's all been completely digital. I've finally gotten used to using the tablet full time. It's definitely sped things up for me, and I'm a lot more confident using it now. Some scratchy artifacts here. Okay, so do we want the interior board to be black outlined? Probably not. It'll end up being a sort of a light gray, and then fade into the white. But this board here will continue to be black up until this point. Okay, there we go. Then we can switch up to, say, yeah, that gray will do it. Okay, and hook around there, and come on back. Bring it around town. There we go. Use the same color on these, and we won't do too much detailing on it. And I think, just gotta erase a little bit here. This is all silver piece here, so let's actually go for a darker, slightly darker gray. Which means we can delete this section. There we go. And then if I'm not mistaken, should be able to start filling in stuff here. Let's see. Bam, 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 bam. Yep. Bim, boom. Just like that. Some sort of light blue. Spaceman blue. Like that. Then the neck itself will be... I guess we will cut it off up here. Oh, and you know what? I forgot those knobs. I think there was something like that. Looking good. Do we want the wooden end, or do we want to make it more of a plasticky blue again? Yeah, I kind of like that better. Which means we'll make those little buttons up here in black. And we can actually go ahead and silver these up. Just make this brush a little thicker because in Flash, for whatever reason, brush thickness is based on how zoomed in you are, which is ridiculous. But we've learned to overcome it over the years. Okay, give me a nice light silver here, nice light gray. Fill these in. Bada bing, bada boom. What keeps happening here? Yeah, that's darker. We want lighter. Fill that in. Why does it keep messing me up here? There we go. Let's go for a slightly darker blue. Slightly darker gray. And turn that off for me for a second. This down here is all kinds of funky. Work on that later, I think. We need a whole new layer here. For the silver parts on the fretboard. Let's see. Start having these come across like this. Any of you guys ever play guitar IRL? I took lessons for a while as a kid, but I never kept up with it. Let's get real close together near the bottom here. Tried but gave up? Same. I was actually pretty good at playing the piano for a while. But I haven't touched that in years either. Piano made more sense to me. You press this key, it makes this noise. You don't have to worry about combining, you know, where your fingers are at, with what string you're plucking. Guitar, I wish too hard. Oh, I wish too hard. I was drums in school for 5. Yeah, drums are rad. Drums are super easy to conceptualize as well. Not that they're easy to play, but, you know, you get it. You hit this, it makes this noise. Now try hitting it in time. Are you rushing or are you dragging? Get a chair thrown at your head. Classic. Kuaku says, all I can play is the opening riff of Beast and the Harlot by Avenged Sevenfold. What musical taste do you have? Okay, so we pop this back open. We can lay down, yeah, the fretboard. Now we just need strings running along top. So I wonder, should we actually make this slightly darker like that, so that we can have light colored strings running across? Methinks yes. that also means that we can't have it be the same color as down here, which it presently is, if I'm not mistaken. Is it exactly the same? Oh no, it's not exactly the same. And it shows up there. So we can make that work. We can make that work. We'll make another layer for strings, because we might have to modify this again. Now we just got a string. All the way from down here up to the top in a vaguely straight line. And we gotta do that 6 times. And it'll of course hook into here, so that's what we should be aiming for. That looks bad. Alright, maybe what we should do... Here's what we should do. We'll just draw a vaguely straight line here of varying width, and we will align it as we need, and we'll copy and paste that a few times. Set the pivot. Always liked that we could do this real easy in Flash. Technically, these should be getting thicker, so... Can we... Oh, we could add a stroke width to it. Oh, no, that's a line stroke. That's not going to do us any good. Take that off, please, and thank you. At least this will give us a template to draw over if we have to get a little more. And I think we will have to get a little more, how you say, precise. Like tuning a guitar. Zoom in a bit here. Not giving me much fidelity here. What's the matter? Alright, well, something to work with at least. We have one too many of these? We might have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually have 7. Maybe that's why it looked so off. Alright, take me to the bottom here. Just clean up all this scrap. I think that's about as far as we'll get tonight. We'll come back to this later on, once I decide if we do want to do some sort of clone hero type rhythm game. Take off the sketch layer, and I mean, that could conceivably work for the kind of model that we have. That might not be too bad. You won't notice a lot of the details on it once it gets scaled down. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, I don't know about you, Space Cadets, but I think we did good work here tonight. We came to the quality consensus that Xbox 360 controllers are the best that have ever been and ever will be. Had some quality discussions about rock bands and guitar heroes, and how rock is life. Finished up the new channel emote. Remember, everybody, you can use that now, either by subscribing to the show or by purchasing it outright through the unlock there. Let me show it off again. We've got our Vector Spaceman A doing the Fonz sort of emotes now. Get them while you can. And we're still gonna have to figure out what we want to do for that animated emote. I was thinking that we might do like a rave sort of glow stick waving kind of one after we were hearing that Eurobeat music. Hey, set. Of course, there's still plenty to do. We'll hardly run out of stuff to do on art streams. Today was amazing. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, Abrod. We got a lot of good work done. And it wouldn't have been as fun without our wonderful, wonderful Space Cadets here hanging out with us, coming along for the ride. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, for showing up, for showing out. But as for tonight, y'all know how it is. This is where we are going to call it, everybody. So, many thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Let me head over to the big screen, or take off the big screen here as we close out the show. I want to thank you all for tuning in, as always, wherever and whenever you were. Now, you can join us again tomorrow night, same time, same place, back here live at Harbor Station at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll catch you on the other side, Space Cadets. Until then, of course, no matter what life throws your way, good luck and Godspeed. This is Vector Spaceman, signing off. Have a great night, everybody. Stick around for the raid. We'll send you off for another great streamer, some more great content to keep your evening going strong. Take care, y'all.